Hey, what's up, people? Can't see this too good. Freedom of speech, freedom of the press. Today's date is 11/18/2021. 2020. Not all there. I'm upset and stuff. Freedom of speech, freedom of the press, my constitutional rights. First, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th, and Amendment. I found something out about 2 hours ago. Now, my wife is a criminal. She is a criminal. She committed bank fraud in 2000 and blamed everybody. She was putting bad checks through her bank account. And she was having a problem, so they investigated it and they talked to her, and I think it was like she had to stay out of trouble for like a year or 5 years or something like that under her maiden name. She was putting in her account, she was putting other people's checks that were stolen. And how the hell she got her way out of that, I have no idea. I didn't even know my wife did, but we just found this out. They just found it out, and they called me and they told me, did you know that your wife was being investigated for bank fraud and the bank want her in jail? But somehow she talked her way out of it, blamed everybody else. But the funny part is she was the one putting the checks in the bank. People's personal checks, business checks, committing bank fraud. And she got away with it. It's kind of weird under her maiden name. And I guess I remember her telling me something about that before. Like I said to them, I said, I didn't know if it was true or not, but apparently it was. And it was with, I believe, Wells Fargo or some other bank in Minnesota. But she did get popped, and she was questioned, and she talked her way out of it, blamed her baby's daddy, which was her pimp, blamed everybody else about it. And we're trying to find out the statements that she made to the bank, because it's been so long, but yet she was a crook. Wow. Wow. It's so amazing how you're going through a divorce. Like, I asked for a divorce, and every time I ask for a divorce, she tries to kill herself. You know, it's amazing. And I remember when I first asked her for a divorce, and she told me she'll kill me. That's the only way that I'll get a divorce from her, is she'll kill me. You know, and yet they come up with these phony charges on me of conspiracy, planting evidence, and photos. That's the good part. And it's amazing. It's amazing. It's really amazing how she destroyed me. And she doesn't have not one drop of remorse in her body. She falsified a restraining order, false testimony, false statements to make herself look like a victim. And we found out the ones in California that she has done. Yeah, before I met her. You know, and yeah, we found out a lot of stuff now, which I never knew about my wife. That she was a bank frauder. She defrauded Wells Fargo Bank, I believe it was, back in 2000. Wow. So I remember her telling me something about it around 2003. I remember her telling me something about, because it came from a collection agency, they wanted some kind of money. And I'm like, well, who the hell is this? I got to pay another collection agency for you? Oh, it was a bank mistake. Oh, okay. And I believed it. Just like I believe that she loved me. She never loved me. What she loved was her credit was getting cleaned up. I took good care of my wife. She never cooked, cleaned, anything. I'd done all of that for my wife. Everything was done. Cooking, cleaning, iron, sewing, washing. Everything was done. She used to brag to people. And they used to get mad at her because they got tired of her bragging about me. That's the funny part about it. They, that's the funny thing about it. But yeah, I just got that information about two hours ago. And they're sending me out the information from Minnesota that, yeah, your wife wasn't being under investigation. That's why when she told me that she'll kill me because I had no right to call no police to have her investigated. Sheriff's Department. She's yelling at me, you had the fucking sheriffs investigating me? How fucking dare you? You don't never call the sheriffs on me. You don't never call the sheriffs on me. Bitch, you tried to kill me. Like you said, you want to give me HIV. You crossed the line. When you tell me you want me to die and get HIV like you've crossed the line. You crossed the line. I didn't care when you cut me. I didn't care about that. I fixed myself up. I didn't care about you trying to stab me. But when you turn around and you say you want to give me HIV so I can die like you cross the line. So it is true that in the state of Minnesota, they go by the color of your skin to file false charges on you. You see, that is true. That is true. They use the word, law enforcement use the word a lot. From monkey to a Spider-Man. They got all kinds of names that they use in their system. But the biggest word that comes out of their mouth, they love the word nigger. You see? Oh, yeah, and crippled bastard. That's another thing. Because that's what they had. That's how they described me that night. You see? That's the funny thing. That's how they described me that night. While they're helping her move, and Sue's helping her move, Katya is helping, and there's a lot of things that is going to be brought up in this case because this got to go to trial. This will go to trial. There's not going to be no plea deal with me, no nothing. It's not going to go to trial. I mean, no plea deal. It's not going to go to no plea deal because all of the stack of evidence that we have against the sheriff's department, falsified police report, which is against the law in every state, in every country, well, in the United States, planting evidence is a felony offense. Can be from a felony to a gross misdemeanor, But regardless, they will be losing their jobs. They will be losing their jobs, okay? Even if the courts turn around and say I'm guilty, I have a right to an appeal. And that evidence will be in the appellate's court and all over everywhere else, see how they set me up, you see. See how my wife set me up. My wife was a fucking criminal. okay? My wife never told me she had HIV. Did not know this until she got sick in the state of Minnesota. Rushed her ass to the hospital. I took good care of my wife. I treated her like I was supposed to treat. She was a queen. She was my queen. I put her on this huge pedestal. That's how much I respected my wife. That's how much I respected all women. But I had to show more love and respect because she was my wife. This is behind hate. And when she told me she was going to call the police on me, I said, for what? I've never done nothing to hurt you. When she told me in March that, oh, you know, Sue told me I can put a restraining order out on you. Restraining order out on me? For what? I never done nothing to you for you to put a restraining order out on me. I never hurt you, never hit you. We argue. Everybody argues. Without no argument, there ain't no love. Anyone say they don't argue with their significant other? They're a damn liar. There's no ifs and no buts about that, you know? But I forgot some of these white people, they turn things around in Minnesota. A lot of them do in Minnesota. You know? I even had some of my neighbors read the stuff. And everybody, and they're white too. Some of them are white too. And everybody comes to the same conclusion. Why she's not in jail? Why she's not in jail? That's the funny thing about it. But I see why she got mad when the deputy Keith calls me and says he spoke with her on the phone. And I'm like, okay. And so while he calls the house and he's on the phone with me, it was being recorded, you know, because you call my house, it says straight out, all calls are being recorded. All business calls are being recorded. That's what it says when you call my house. That's what it says. You call a cell phone, those calls be recorded too. So ain't no breaking no laws in the state of Minnesota about nobody can turn around and say, I didn't know he was recording me. Bullshit. You call my numbers, it says right there, all calls are being recorded. All calls are being recorded. So you can't play no games with me. No. But I was at the gas station this morning and saw more people died in Minnesota from the coronavirus. It's crazy. Stuff's getting out of hand, you know, but she got away with a lot. This time, I think the hammer's going to come down on her this time. You know, I filed my motion, haven't heard nothing back from that court in Faribault. So now I got to file a complaint with the Chief Justice because it wasn't about what it was about did not follow the law, letter of the law. And I was reading their domestic violence case in the state of Minnesota, the bill that the legislators put through. And even with the restraining order, it says they have to show proof that these things occurred. And it never did. None of it never did. My restraining order shows the medical records, the assault, domestic abuse that was put up on me, statements from individuals where she takes my leg, kept me stranded. Yeah, I was abused by my wife. I was afraid to say something. But as I talked to this lady, she goes, no, you men get abused too. Us women abuse you men too. If a lot of the men come up and start filing charges on their wives or girlfriends, the court system will be filled up with men. And some of these women should not be allowed to get away with it. You know? And she abused me. She abused me. She abused me a lot. You know, and now I'm finally realizing, going through this therapist, talking about a lot, you know, lost family members, sisters, 9/11. It's the worst time of the year. Now it's even worse because holidays are coming up. And it's a sad time, you know. I had me a peanut butter and jelly sandwich for Thanksgiving. Who knows? You know, she took everything. The courts let her take everything. You know, the courts let her have everything. So, yeah, the courts are very unfair. They do not follow the letter of the law when it comes to a man in the state of Minnesota. They don't. Some people are making comments, you know, and I notice it's a lot of women. And I thank y'all very much for your support. And I thank you very much for your comments, you know, because I also put up on the internet. It's all over the internet too. Just like her sex videos all over the internet, which shocked me. Somebody sent me. So I put first the sheriff's police report on the internet. And I said to some people, I said, hey, comment on this. I want to know what you think. Then after y'all read this and y'all make your comments, then I'm going to put the police report, which is 2 different agencies. And I want your comments. Oh, my God. I had 2 comments about the sheriff's thing. One says, wow, man, you did that to your wife. Wow, you was that mean. Some punk ass faggot dude. And the other one said something like, well, where's the rest of it? So I had to put, that's it. So then when I put the Apple Valley Police Report on the internet, it got hit 6,772 times. And everybody's saying the same thing. Some people, is she walking the streets? Oh, I don't want her in my neighborhood. Oh, she's not in jail and they are charging you? What state is that? And I put Minnesota. Out of Faribault. That's why we moved the hell out of Faribault. Those are the crookedest sheriffs out there. They used to stop my son, say he had beer in the car and never had beer, all because he was Mexican. You see all those comments like that all over. And then one guy goes, I bet you're black. Has they used the N-word to you yet? Because that's what happened to me. That's why I got out of Faribault, but I'm still in Minnesota. I'm like, yep. They love using that N-word. They love using that N-word. I'll never forget one thing, though. I turn around and I watch these fools, and every car that I've ever seen them pull over, and it all makes sense now in Faribault, is either Mexican or black. I always seen them pull them over. And then you got 2 or 3 sheriff's cars with them just to pull them over. For one person. You know, it's amazing. It's amazing. There's no difference in any state of racism and injustice, but it's more open in the state of Minnesota, especially in Faribault. You know, especially in Faribault. Because I don't know if I think I've said this before. When she got drunk and told me that's why her and Deputy Keith are setting me up, I told Terry what she said. So I said, how can I get the copy of that police report? So Terry said, you got to write to her. I said, okay, take your ass down and get it. So I went down there to the sheriff's department and I got it. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? You wrote this report and then you turn around. You didn't put nothing in there what I did say, but you put in there what she said to you. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? And then she says, I'm a jealous man. I'm not jealous. I used to buy her clothes. I didn't give a fuck a man whistled at my wife. I used to do that all the time. We used to go out, stare at her and whistle at her and stuff. You know? I'm not a jealous man. A jealous man is a dirty man. I was proud to be married to my wife because I knew what I had. I was proud. But when you try to kill me intentionally, like you say you want me to catch AIDS, that's when I draw the line. It's no more for us. You know, I don't need to see you. I don't need to be around you no more. Your ass needs to be in jail because the hate that you have for me, like you have said so many times to me that you want to kill me. And then you and Sue joked around about we should just hire somebody to kill Shafiq. That's what we should do. Wow. So y'all talking about, let me see, that's conspiracy to commit murder on an individual, which is me. Trying to find a hitman to bump me off. Oh, that's right. Your exes are gangbangers. That's right. So you capable of getting guns and stuff, you know. So you around guns. You capable of getting guns. I forgot about that part, but I didn't forget about it. Like that little baby Dillinger you had, didn't forget about it. Well, I always told you get rid of that shit. Matter of fact, that came from Minnesota because it had no serial numbers on it. Yeah, that's right. That gun came from Minnesota. You had that gun when I met you. The 2-barrel gun which shoots 2 little bullets. You always had that with you. You had it in court. I even told the deputy. So this means she can't be around guns. Why is a gun in her purse? So you probably gave it to Kara, which you told me to go give her lunch all the time. So I did. Then you say your life is just like hers. Her adopted family can't stand her boyfriend because he's Mexican. Wow. So you get drunk, you crash the car, fix the car. When you ran into the garage, started hanging out with Sue again. You come out, oh, Sue says I can put a restraining order out on you. Those comments was also put in my restraining order, where the courts know that your restraining order was a lie, was perjury, but they let you go and do not file charges on you for perjury, making a false statement on a legal document for a restraining order because I asked for a divorce. Your restraining order shouldn't even been granted. Shouldn't even been granted because I don't even know a fucking thing about your family except what you told me, that your brother ripped off drugs from the Hells Angels gang, motorcycle gang in Minnesota. That's all I know. Met your mama one time. That's all I know. You know, and she's a racist person. That's all I know. I don't know nothing else about your damn family. Never met them. See? So you lied on that. Divorce court proved when you stated that I control the money. You lied on that. The bank statements prove that in court, in divorce court. You see, and divorce court is letting you get away with committing perjury. Wow, you hitting home runs like a motherfucker, man. Wow. But now it's time for me to hit a home run. And Mine's just going to come real, real big and strong, you see. And now I see why you did not want to be investigated. I really understand that, because they would have found that if they would have looked. You see, fuck the sheriff's department. The police department would have found that. Those are on two different systems, because it says you was living in St. Paul, Minnesota, and it says you was at a Wells Fargo bank, and it went from St. Paul, Minnesota to a place called Frogtown. I think that's where you used to walk the streets. And there's other places on there too. Highland Park, I think it is. Bloomington, St. Paul, West St. Paul, South St. Paul. You have so many different addresses. You have so many you have so many creditors coming after you. That's why your credit was bad. I get your credit up there. My credit was way high. You destroyed my credit. But you see, the funny thing, I can come after you for all of that there. And I will come after you for all of that. You know, that's one thing that the law says I have a right to do, is when you destroy someone's credit, I can file a charge on you. When you steal someone's identity, when you commit identity fraud, see, the sheriffs ain't got a fucking thing to do with this. So your sheriff's buddies can't help you do this or this here. See, because you have committed identity theft fraud on me. And as we sit here and you think you're walking free, no, because that identity fraud that the United States government takes very, very serious. And that's what you committed on me, identity fraud, okay? Because you took the safe out of the house. You showed on a picture the safe key. You have the safe. You took my Social Security card. You took my birth certificate, marriage certificate, pictures of my dead sisters, my passed away sisters that was in that safe. My couple of collection coins, you took that. And a copy of my birth certificate was found during a raid for identity theft in St. Paul. You're from St. Paul, Minnesota. I don't know shit about St. Paul. I don't know shit about Minnesota. Because I don't go nowhere. I stay the fuck home. Because you never allowed me out the house. Okay? So that identity theft, your ass ain't walking away from. Oh, hell no. You are not walking away from that. You stole my Social Security card. That's a felony in every state when you use someone's identity and Social Security number, and you have. You gave my stuff to someone. It's either Sue's doing it, her friend, her boyfriend that's out of prison, federal prison, he's either doing it, but you had possession of that. You did. It's your fault. Nobody's fault but yours. You see, we knew what was taken out of the house, and you took everything. And like you told the judge, you only had a little things to grab. You lied. We timed everything out. We timed it all out. And it took you 3 hours to move everything out of that house. It's on camera. You see, you forgot everything was being monitored. You saw some of the monitors. You took them. You took them. You took them, you know. But, yeah. Yeah. Yep. Well, doctors and nurses, please don't y'all get sick. We need y'all. Us good people. I tilt my hat to y'all. I respect y'all. I love y'all. Well, some of y'all, doctors and nurses. Well, this is only for the nurses and doctors in the rest of the state of Minnesota. Not in Faribault. Not in Faribault. The hell with that hospital. Not in Faribault. Okay? Not in Faribault. Because them are some lying some bitches. Not in Faribault. They try to shoot you up and you don't even know if you're going to die or not. Not in Faribault. Okay? So, anyway, I praise that to y'all taking care of these idiots that thinks that this is a hoax, yet they dying. And it's so, I gotta laugh. I know people saying I'm a mean person, I'm an asshole and everything, but you gotta look at it like this in logic, okay? The CDC says wear a mask. At least it gives you some kind of protection. Your president says it's a hoax. The same people, what cracks me up on how stupid society really is, they bitch about my constitutional rights is being violated. You're making me wear a mask. You idiots. It ain't got nothing to do with your constitutional rights. It got something to do with not letting other people get killed behind the coronavirus. Are you that brain dead? Are you really that brain dead? I would hate to find out if some of y'all are cops, judges, or if your family members were any of those individuals. Because your stupidity is overwhelming. It ain't got a damn thing to do with your constitutional rights or your freedom. It got something to do with saving your dumbass life. That's what it has to do with, saving your stupid ass life. I see people arguing, I don't want to wear no mask. You ain't coming in the store. The sign is posted. When you idiots in Minnesota, they need to pass a bill. If your ass is out in the street, in public, going to these people's stores without wearing a mask, your asses need to be fined $5,000. That's what your asses need to be fined. I don't give a damn who you are. You are idiots in the United States. It's a hoax. And the funny thing about it, the same idiots that saying it's a hoax that is on the Republican side, wow. It's like, wow. Half of them of people, wives and sons and daughters are in the hospital. You can't blame nobody but yourself. You cannot blame no one but yourself of your stupidity. But I got a question. Is it a hoax now? Since your asses are dying? I don't think so, because it never was a hoax. The United States got conned by the biggest con artist. And we sat back and let him. And now he wants to start a war with Iraq, claiming they have nuclear weapons. I'm trying to remember who other president said that and they found none. Oh yeah, George Bush. And they found no nuclear weapons. Wow. And here we got a man that wants to start World War III, and you stupid Republicans, some say no, some say, yeah, let's start a war. It's amazing how we got it, the biggest clown got conned by a white man with a very, very bad hairpiece. And it's amazing. It's amazing. It's really amazing how the United States individuals are so stupid. I sit back, I watch Bugs Bunny, and I see the guy the part in one of Bugs Bunny's where the guy turns around, he got the face of a jackass. And that's what your president did to every American. Made us all look like jackasses. You see? Made us all look like jackasses. And now you want to turn around and start a war because you have no proof, because of somebody's mouth. No evidence, none whatsoever, because somebody says something. And that's just like in our justice system, because somebody says something, no evidence, no nothing, but yet on paper it says perjury, but they still sign it when they know everything that they signed was perjury. And y'all don't even enforce the perjury laws. So why the fuck is it on the books? Then you ask a person, well, why did you kill all of those people? You ever put the dots together? Motherfucker, they set me up. So go ahead and give me the electric chair. They don't deserve to live because they set me up. But nobody ever thinks about that. You see? A person that's fighting for their rights, a person that argues when a lie is being told on them, is an innocent person. An innocent person. And in the state of Minnesota, we see the history of more men from Spanish to Black to a couple of poor whites, hardworking class whites. We see more of them go to jail behind lies. But the ones that top them all off in the race in the state of Minnesota is African Americans, which another word is Black, and Mexican, which another word is Spanish. We see that behind hate because this man is tired of his woman. He don't want to be bothered with her no more. So she cocks up this big plan and scheme. And on my reports that my wife did, Ray Charles could see the writing. Ray Charles could see the setup. You know, she even admits it. Well, yeah, I started recording him. Why? To set me up. Y'all treated me like I was John Dillinger or Al Capone. But what y'all got mad about is y'all trying to find my history, my past against me. Because y'all have no case. So y'all put a false case together. You falsified a police report. You planted evidence. And that's what you did. And she helped again. She helped again. That's the funny part about it. She helped again. She helped again. But we got that person. We're going to find that person that caught me and told me that y'all was talking about trying to have me killed. Come on with it. Because you see, I'll tell y'all for the last time, I don't hit no women. I don't hurt no women. But if I know anybody's just coming after me with a gun or a knife or anything, I will defend myself. And y'all going to be very shocked. See, there's an old saying, never judge a book by its cover. Never judge a book by its cover. And that's what y'all did to me. And if anyone comes near me to show any kind of physically bodily harm towards me or anything, they will be put in a bag and it will be sent back to y'all. So all of that talk about trying to have me killed, if this happens or that happens, y'all need to shut the fuck up. Y'all really do. Y'all need to shut the fuck up. Okay? That's what y'all really need to do. Because I'm tired of hearing it. You know, I really am. A real man can only take so much. And this man here, there's not going to be wow, how can I put this? I'm going to say this. Leave me the fuck alone. Leave me the fuck alone. And that statement you made, Sue, I didn't give your address to nobody. That's being investigated. Okay? So let's get that cleared now. I don't know how you claim, but guess what? You better have proof. That's what you fucking better have. Because I'm coming after you in court too, Sue. Because you put all that shit in my wife's head ever since I told you she's not going to lie for you in your divorce. And when she told me she did lie for you in your divorce, to say Bonnie used to abuse you, and that stupid judge went for that stupid shit, that judge needed to be removed from office. You see, you know, he took all of Bonnie's money. He's paying out of his ass. Yeah, you got him terrified. You got him terrified. You got him terrified, you know. He's never abused you. He treated you right, you know. You hated so much of his ex-wife because they had joint custody of their kids. That's what you hated so much. You see, you put all that stupid shit in my wife's head. You did, Sue. I was the best thing that ever happened to my wife. Any other woman would take me on a silver platter. She didn't cook. She didn't clean. She didn't sew. She didn't wash. She didn't do shit in the house. I took care of it all. I made sure everything was done. Everything. Everything was done. She had it made. She had it made. I treated my wife like a queen. And you put in her fucking head in November, oh, you should leave him. He's no good for you. No. You're the dirty person, Sue. You're the dirty individual. You're the only one I know, and I know a lot of people in different states that works for the Department of Correction. They should have charged you while they fired you for messing with an inmate. Then you have the inmate that sold drugs and everything around Bunny's kid, living in your trailer park with you. You see, living with you, have him paroled to your place. Your place needs to be watched by the FBI and all of them. You know, so it's kind of funny how you planned all of this with my wife, you see, but she's going down. And if I find out what they're trying to find out, because she's the only one that had control and in her possession, my birth certificate, social security card, letters from my past sisters that passed away in 9/11. Some pictures were in there and a couple of coins. You know, she had possession of that. She took all her stuff to your place. Okay? That stuff left our house. Okay? We got her phone records and all of her text messages where y'all planned all of this, even with the deputies. We have all of that for court. Okay? See, electronics things is so amazing. You could try your best to delete, but there's hackers out there that can bring everything back up. And the best people that can do that and find it and found it, the best ones that can do that branch of the FBI. You see? So, and some people in Minnesota, they know how to reopen up everything. Don't need your password. They know how to do all of that. The way y'all try to break into my phone, y'all must really thought I was stupid. The only thing I was stupid about was I should have divorced her last year. But she tried to kill herself. What she's doing now, instead of accepting the divorce, what she did to me now by filing this phony police report behind hate and retaliation, planting evidence, falsifying a statement, she's going down. She's going down. Because everything she said, even in divorce court, I can prove that she lied. In the police report, I can prove that she lied. You see, a guilty person is a scared person. I'm not scared. I'm glad to get my divorce from her. I don't want her. I don't want her nowhere near me. If someone came and said, oh, your ex-wife passed away, you know what I would say? After what she put me through, try to give me HIV, AIDS, the wicked witch is finally dead. That's what I would say. Thank God the bitch is dead. I have no respect for her no more. She has no right to even breathe the same air I breathe. Oh, let me see. Oh, and he talks about people with AIDS. But was it okay for you not to tell me you had HIV stage 3 from all of those years until you got sick in Minnesota? I find out. So that was okay. You jeopardized my life on trying to get HIV. You assault me. You take my leg from me. But all of that was okay. All of that was okay. Wow. What fucking hypocrites Minnesota are. It's okay for a woman to do that, but it's not okay for a man. It's just like in the Minnesota law, both of these guys are black with HIV. One didn't tell the girlfriends, and he had several girlfriends, and he was together with them for 8 years in one case. And so they gave him time in prison in Minnesota. And he had also registered as a sex offender. Okay? And he got busted in 2012. Okay? The other guy got busted, charges was pending on him in 2014. Okay? And he didn't tell the individuals that he had HIV until he got sick or something. Okay? So you were supposed to have been charged with this Minnesota statute. Because you didn't tell me. Oh, yeah. Like I said, he's a black male. In April 2014, a 33-year-old male living with the AIDS pled guilty to 2 counts of attempted first-degree assault. Okay? He's been having he was diagnosed positive in 1999. Whoa. Well, it occurred in 2009, excuse me. Okay? The other individual is fighting his life sentence for knowingly he knew he had HIV, and he was sentenced, but he was charged with 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th degree of attempted murder. Okay? Of attempted murder. All right? Right here. It's right there in that Minnesota stuff, right there. In the penal code, you can see, I believe. Yeah. It's right there. And he knew he had HIV, but he didn't tell his partners. You was my wife. You didn't tell me you had HIV. The doctors did when you got sick. We were staying over there in Hastings, Minnesota. We had to have oxygen in the room for you. Remember? We had to have oxygen in the room. And that guy didn't like the oxygen on his property because it was not only a hazard risk, it could have blew up because everybody smoked over there. Remember? And that's what me and him argued about. I said, look, I'll find a place for me and my wife, okay? Don't hassle me every day. I'll find a place. I'll get the oxygen out of here and everything. Use on oxygen. Remember? For a month, going on 2 months. All right? That's when I found out that you had HIV, when the doctor told me. Because they started testing me, and I'm terrified of needles. Okay? Terrified of needles. So you never told me. Hospital did. And you were supposed to have been charged under this penal code because of the fact that not only that you did not tell me, but by your actions, like it says right here, by the person's actions that will cause bodily harm on another human being. Right there. Right there. It's underlined. Underlined. It's right there. You were supposed to have been charged. The case is supposed to go straight to the city attorney's, the DA's office. It's the DA's department to whether make it a felony or misdemeanor. But the deputy that you told me you took out did a lousy report and made it on his own, not to send it to the DA's office. He didn't even put half of the stuff in there. But everything is in the Apple Valley Police Department's records. You see? That idiot deputy really believed that I was going to be that stupid and not get those records and attach that stuff to my divorce. See, people got to understand something. Women are not the only ones that get abused. Us men get abused too. Us men get abused. And half of the time, all the time, we're afraid to say something because we don't feel like we're a man. You see? But that lady therapist is helping me get over that. I was abused by my wife. You see? From taking my leg, throwing my leg out the window, hit me in public. That's abuse. I've never raised my hand on my wife in 18 years of marriage. Never hurt my wife. You see? So we're going to be subpoenaing the nurses when you was in the hospital. You see, on those days and stuff. And they will say how I treated you when you was in the hospital. I was upset you was in the hospital because you never told me you had HIV. That I was upset for. But I never showed it. See? But I took good care of you. I was at that hospital every day, all day long, sponge bathing you, doing your hair for you, doing your nails for you. Brought you a huge bear. I sit back and I think about all of the things I've done for my wife. And you throw that in my face about what you've done for me, what you've done for me. You forget. I am not the one. And I kept telling you that, even in my text messages, even in emails, I kept telling you that I am not the one that hurt you. I'm not the one that had you on the streets in the state of Minnesota running as a prostitute, getting minors with you. All of that came out of your mouth. You told me all of this. I didn't have you running drugs from Minnesota to a place called Wisconsin. You told me this in the hospital. That's Saturday. You see, you told me everything about. You ran drugs, just check fraud stuff, All of this stuff. You told me this. Nobody told me this but you. Came out of your mouth because you said, quote unquote, did the doctor tell you I have AIDS? And I said, yes. And you want a divorce now? I said, before I can even say yes, you started crying. And my statement to you in the hospital room, in the bed, I held you. I said, we'll work everything out. Don't. Right now, we got to get you better. And I made a joke about the hospital room. I said, damn, this room looks better than ours right now. You know, that's a joke I made. See, I remember everything. I remember everything. You see, and any other man would have left you. See, I'm a real man. Any other man would have left you. Even before you got sick, I treated you like you were supposed to have been treated. Like a queen. I put you on this huge pedestal. I've always been proud of you. Always been proud of you. I've always been proud of you. And when you started doing weird things again, okay, I picked up on it. Like you told me in June. No, it was in May. Matter of fact, it was May 3rd, because we was out on the balcony smoking a cigarette. Like you told me, my eyes were shut. They wasn't shut. I seen that you was moving stuff out. I seen money disappearing. I've seen it. I also knew of the people you was flirting with and everything else. Because somebody texted me, said, man, what's up with your wife? Why is she trying to know all about me? Is your marriage going down? Do what you want to do, dude. Nobody can stop a woman from leaving. Nobody can stop a man from leaving. But they can show a lot of retaliation and lies. So I knew what you was doing from the get. You know? Any other man would have took you out the box. I'm not a jealous man. It never was. So you throw this bullshit. Oh, is he jealous? Yeah, he's jealous. Everybody that knows me, no, I'm not a jealous person. And they can all verify that. Pat, Stephanie, Susan, Nancy, Patricia's, the twins. They can all verify I'm not a jealous man. They can all verify that. Never was a jealous man in my life. Never was. Never will be. I was proud to be married at that time to a beautiful woman that I thought was a beautiful woman. She was my life. You know, she was my life. But everything you said can be proven was a lie. You know, and I have that right to present by state and federal laws, rules and regulations. I have that right to present my evidence. I have that right. And my evidence will be presented. The proof will be presented. The truth will be told. And everything. Because you see, when you lie on a person this dangerously, you not only destroy them just by a lie, but you take their lives just behind a lie. Because you try to make yourself look like a victim when you're not. Okay? You're no victim. You're a criminal. You know, just like when you told me you had to replace money that was missing out of one of the registers. I felt for that. Well, I didn't feel for it. I fell for it. You know, I knew something was up. You know, I seen money disappearing in the account. I seen it. You know, and the way you told the lies to the fellas. But did you ever tell the fellas what you was really about? I don't think so. Did you ever tell anyone what you was really about? But when I wanted a divorce, what you tell me? You'll kill me. You make my life hell if I divorce you. Well, just like your attorney told me in court, over the phone, I have that recording. That she didn't want it to go this way. She didn't want a divorce. Hey, I told her I wanted a divorce. I didn't want to be married to her no more. I didn't want to be married to a lying, sleazy person that says she wants to give me AIDS when she attacked me. I don't want to be married to her no more. That's it. I don't want to be married. Let her give AIDS to someone else. I don't want to be married to her no more. I don't care about her no more. She's lost all respect for me, lost all love for me. My heart is broken, gone. That's it. I don't want to deal. I don't even want to see her around me. She shouldn't even have the right to breathe the same air as us decent people have the right to do. That's the way you made me feel. You make those words come out of my mouth. You do. You made me believe all women are just like you. Lying, conniving, evil. And that's what I believe. That's what I truly believe. All women are no good. You made me a believer. You made me a believer. All women are no good. They are all the same. They lie, they cheat, they try to get you killed. All women are the same. I don't give a damn what position you got in life, whether you a cop, a judge, a doctor, a nurse, all women are the same. That's what I believe now. That's what I believe. Because of the fact that you put that in me, And then I thought about it, what someone said to me. I said, man, you got to really think all or not, You just came across the bad ones in the state of Minnesota. That's what you came across. But some Minnesota women are really women where they respect their man, their boyfriend, their husbands, where they respect them. They're not going out there, looking at other men or hiding stuff on their phones and stuff like that, which you never did before. Got records of your phone going off at 2, 3 in the morning and you're sound asleep, Remember, I don't sleep at night. And the lie that you put in that police report, or that sheriff put in that report, saying I'll beat them up, I never said no such thing. Never said no such thing. You're just a good liar. But now your lies are going to come back and bite you in the ass. But back to what the guy was telling me, because he's been married 17 years. But like I told him, I think the difference is you have a kid though, right? He says, yeah, but dude, I only got one arm. Oh, dude, you disabled too? He says, yeah. But I put my sling arm on and I do everything in the house and stuff. But all Minnesota women are not the same. So we've been talking, me and him been talking. I met her. She's a nice lady. That little boy. I met her, And I'm saying, you know what? I'm starting to see you right. So half of the women in Minnesota are no good. That's when she says, yep, that's the rip. And that's when she even came out. And while I sat back and I talked to her, him there, and the first thing came out of her mouth, because, by the way, she's Asian, she's Korean. that was a funny thing about it. She's Korean. She's from Seoul, Korea. Just where you from? And she was adopted in Minnesota. And she was telling me the stories that she went through, you know, and stuff. And that's the problem with the adoption agencies in the state of Minnesota, in the United States. They let them adopt these foreign kids and stuff, and they treat them like shit when they start getting a certain age, because that's when the money runs out for them, you know. But anyway, she goes, I think she knows you too. I think she knows you. I think y'all went to the same school. And she goes, the problem with us coming to the United States, that I notice is that we grow into the ways of the United States, but we leave all of our morals behind, some of us Koreans. And when we get adopted, we have to learn their morals, their culture. They throw our culture out the door, which is wrong, because we should still have the right to know our culture. And her problem was that everything happened to her, she took out on you. And I said, yep, that's what I've been saying. I've been saying that in my letters to her every day. Stop taking things out on me. I did not put you in that position. I did not do that to you. So that there shows me what kind of person she is. That's what she was telling me. And even when she tried to kill herself, because we talked a lot about it, a hell of a lot, you know, and she even saw the police report, and she even saw the Apple Valley police report. And everything comes back the same thing from everybody that knows me, you know. Some law enforcement's back home. I sent it, I want your opinion on this here. And the first thing, we go, the sheriff's report is so stupid. There's no logic in it whatsoever. There's no grounds. And that's the way he did that report, you know. Now I'm going to send you the Apple Valley police report and medical report and the medicine that they put me on that's killing me. So I sent all of that to them. They call the house. Why she ain't in jail? $1 million question. Everybody want to know why this bitch is not in jail. You know, why she is not behind bars. And the Apple Valley police apologized because they said, Mr. Melillo, only if you was in our jurisdiction, but they do things different out there. And they're right. They do things different out there. They like the rugged girls, the prostitute ones, the ones that used to run drugs and everything. That's what they like in Faribault, you see. And they like going out. And the funny thing we found out is that half of the deputies that go against the men in Faribault is either dating them or sleeping with them. So, and you still got a job when you fucking around with a victim, a so-called victim? Wow. The sheriff's department in Faribault, Minnesota needs to be shut the fuck down. Wow. Yeah, we hear the stories. We hear the stories. Us men in Faribault hear the stories how, oh yeah, my wife had me arrested on bogus charges. The judge finds me guilty. And yet my wife, going to be ex-wife or woman, is dating the sheriff. Wow. What kind of shit is that? You fucking around with a victim. So that's why I believe when my wife told me she took Deputy Keith out and fucked him. That's why I believe that. That's why I believe that. That's why I believe that. When she told me them words, that's why we're setting you up. And I went and I got the fucking sheriff's report. That is 100% true. They set me up from day one. They set my ass up from day one. And they practically getting away with it. Practically. So I filed a federal lawsuit in federal court. They were served. Everybody was served. You know, I still got to go down to the federal courthouse, which I will be doing, and everything else. I filed a federal lawsuit. I filed it in court. You know, waiting on this judge now. I don't know why, but waiting on this judge to make his decision in federal court. I filed a federal lawsuit. Okay? And no matter which way they look at it, you know, if I got to file it, refile it, I'll refile it again. You know, for conspiracy, the works. Violating my constitutional rights, the works. Because that's what they did. Okay, that's what they did. All right? And it's a shame how I think the best thing about the whole situation in federal court is those federal judges, they don't tolerate that shit. You violated my constitutional rights. Not only as a citizen, as a victim, the colored law, you violated my rights. You see, you violated my rights. You violated my rights. That's what you did. You violated my rights. This lawsuit was filed way back. Boom. You see? And now I have to amend my lawsuit because now I have to sue the city attorney for presenting false testimony, falsified evidence to the courts. And they are liable because they're supposed to make sure that everything they get is 100% right when it's not. Okay? You cannot file charges on a man that has a joint checking account since 2001. We had a joint checking account. Joint checking account. So I already know where that idea came from because somebody did that to their ex-husband, try to get their ex-husband on the same shit. And that came from Sue. So I know where all of this shit came from. And Sue even admitted that she helped my wife leave me. She admitted it. She admitted it to me. In so many words, she admitted it. So, you know, it's amazing how you find out about a person that you loved, that you admired. And it takes something fucked up to find all of that out. That's the cold part about it. But I'm pursuing the matter with the identity theft very, very strong. I'm pursuing that, you know, because they found out that you did have, in 2000, you did have a charge of investigation of bank fraud in 2000 from several banks for passing bad checks. And you claim, your statement to them was, one of your statements was, oh, he made me do it. But how can he make you do it if that account is under your name? That's the funny thing about it. Some of you fucking women lie so good, you know, you put on this little pretty face, you put on this pretty face, but now it's time for the pretty face to just break, to show your true selves. You see, now it's time for it to crumble because they ran your name. It doesn't show nothing in the sheriff system. They ran your name. They ran my name 27 times. They ran my identity 27 times. They ran my name 27 times. It shows me 2 parking tickets, all been paid in full. So they ran my name 26 times. They ran my name. Fairboat Sheriff's Department ran my name through the system 26 times. So I guess one was by Deputy Keith. And also they ran it again after January. Wow. And I do believe y'all violated my privacy laws under that because you're not supposed to run someone's names 26 times in your system. But I have a copy of that, you know, I have a copy of that there. Then they ran my name 11 times on May 7th. They ran my name 11 times on May 7th. Each deputy's password and code to go into the system, the Avis system, is here. And on May 7th, they ran my name 11 times, which don't make no fucking sense. So y'all planned this out to the T, but now your plan is about to crumble. And that's the best part about this whole thing. You know, you can't wait till you get to the hero of the movie. You know, you can't wait till you get to the hero of the movie. And the hero takes all of the crooks down. That's what's going to happen here. I'm taking you down. I'm taking you down. Because you see, it's not about you have to believe a police report. You have to show a lot of things. But you got some idiots that just believe what you write. But I'm not one of those idiots because I know everything you put in that police report was a falsified statement just to give me a case. I know that 1,000%. That's why I'm fighting this all the way. I'm fighting this all the way. See, nobody cared about the consequences. That's just it. Nobody cared about the consequences. No one cared about the consequences. So I asked myself, I said, okay, suppose, well, she will get locked up and then she lose her job. Then I file a lawsuit on her for my alimony. You know, I don't care. You know, she's destroying me. Why should not go the same way for her? She lied. I asked for a divorce. She told me she would never give me one. She'd rather kill me, which she already tried to do. It's called attempted murder, which is against the law in every state in the United States. She talked about conspiracy to conspire to somebody to kill me. That's against the law in the United States. Oh, I forgot. Not in Faribault, where the white people are. Damn, I forgot. The laws mean nothing to the white people, half of the white people in the state of Minnesota. And law enforcement. It means nothing to them. She's right. Because she's Asian, she's Korean, she's right. She's a woman, she's right. She has more rights than I have. She can get away with talking about killing me. She can get away with attempted murder on my life. She can get away with trying to give me AIDS. Then what the fuck is your laws out there for? Just to pacify us, men? See, I hope every one of y'all that's involved in this conspiracy here and this false testimony and evidence, I hope every one of you bastards, because that's what you are, cowards, setting me up. You're a coward. You're a fucking coward. Your whole fucking family, if you got some, need to drop the fuck dead. That's what needs to be done. Your whole family needs to drop the fuck dead. Hello? Yeah. Oh, you did? All right. Let me call you back. Yeah. Did you trace that call? All right. Let me call you back. All right. Bye. Because y'all don't deserve to wear no badges. You have no right to show discrimination against someone. That ain't your job. That ain't your job to set an individual up to commit perjury. That ain't your job. That ain't your job to turn around because of a person's color of their skin to set them up. You don't need your job. You don't need to be a chef. You don't need that uniform on your fucking body The uniform needs to be cut off of your ass, and you need to be handcuffed by the United States U.S. Marshals. Y'all don't even have y'all shouldn't even have the right, the privilege to be in that uniform. How dare you? You turn around and you submitted a false fucking statement. And I wouldn't give a fuck about what some judge says. You got to show evidence. So you better bring them. And I don't want to hear the bullshit. This was destroyed. We didn't keep that. Then your whole fucking testimony goes down the drain because you lied. I know how the system works. I know what cops do and sheriffs do. I had a whole family of law enforcement. They told me the stories. I seen how you get trained. This is what you do to a Mexican. This is what you do to a black person. If a black person, you always call backup. Because 9 times out of 10, as y'all say, you're going to lock one of those gorillas up. Because that's what y'all used to call it. That's what y'all used to say. Or monkey. You used to do it through the computer. The problem now is that they gave y'all cell phones. That's the only problem. They gave y'all cell phones. So some of the shit you do can't be traced. That's the only fucking problem. But right individual, smart person, will see all of this. If they don't, then they need to be removed off the bench because they're not looking at the truth. Because you put something down there in the state of Minnesota, which states that any law enforcement officer that commits a false testimony, false statement, just to get an individual locked up, should be locked up. You should lose your jobs. And the city attorney, that new city attorney for Faribault, needs to lose his job. He needs to go with y'all for even allowing this stupid shit to even go in front of a judge. See your asses in court, and we will be in court. I don't give a fuck what that judge says, because I have a right. Due process of law. I don't give a fuck about COVID-19. I wear a mask. Been in court and divorce, wear a mask. Y'all not going to violate my constitutional rights as a prisoner. Y'all not. Because now y'all stepping on my rights as a prisoner. And y'all not going to deny me my rights. See your asses in court.